wanting to save lives and wanting to make a good difference while wearing a name on their shirt that they ended up having to be ashamed of.
And now for the first time, two insiders are talking about new Chapel EMS, which not long ago had a monopoly over ambulance service in southern Indiana. And it'll be ceasing its operations, its 911 operations, at the end of this month. Before it shut its doors, we're hearing from those employees you're seeing on your screen about what went wrong. Well, the organization was unable to shake the dark cloud of the former CEO, Jamie Knoll, in this case, and they've been criticized for their staff shortages and the response times. Our Focus reporter Travis Breeze is following up, asking those workers what it was like to work there, and explains who will respond to 911 calls going forward.
We got dispatched for a 911 call. I believe that caller that day had requested New Chapel not respond. And if New Chapel responded, they were calling the police.
Paramedics save lives. They help people.
I want them to love EMS. I want them to be proud of what they do.
For the last 8 months, employees at New Chapel EMS say their patients have wanted help from anyone but them.
They already had it in their head that they're going to get a bad crew. They're going to get somebody who's incompetent.
Crystal Blevins and Jordan Boulard are two of New Chapel's 3 paramedics. They admit having some responses over 30 minutes is not acceptable, as the Focus team found. They say staffing got so low and call volumes so high, they simply couldn't cover the county.
We're not doing long time responses because we're kicking our feet up. We're doing that because we're responding from Baptist East. We're responding from U of L. At no point was it, we're just being lackadaisical or we have to finish our food first. Most of them didn't get to eat.
New Chapel was contracted to provide 6 ambulances every day in Clark County, which is roughly the same square mileage as Jefferson County, Kentucky. CEO Matt Owen says even at full staff, that was never going to work.
We were contracted for far less than what this county needed. And I think that all of those factors come into play.
On August 1st, the Clark County Commissioners had seen enough and approved Heartland Ambulance to come in on a 3-month contract. Heartland is currently out on the street, staffing 7 ambulances every day.
I think it's a great Band-Aid right now.
Blevins and Boulard say there were a lot of things out of their control, like the Jamie Knoll investigation and the stigma around the department. But they also say leadership encouraged young employees to work themselves to the bone. I read the exact text of Blevins' quote to Matt Owen. To a point where it was dangerous. There are 18, 19,
20-year-olds, their first job. They're being asked to provide coverage with pretty much all command staff saying, oh no, it's okay, you can work 72 hours. It's fine.
We've never mandated overtime in the last 8 years. There's a distinction between saying, comparing a normal 40-hour work week to a 72-hour work week in a firehouse. These folks are regularly scheduled 72-hour rotations without any additional overtime.
Owen agrees New Chapel didn't have a healthy workplace culture. All 3 of them hope these young recruits stay in EMS because Southern Indiana needs them.
For as much as New Chapel says they were a victim of Jamie Knoll, and as much as the employees say we were a victim of New Chapel, really, the citizens of Clark County are the victim.
They hope there will be as much enthusiasm to pick a new provider as there was to kick them out. In Jeffersonville, Travis Breeze, WHAS 11 on your side.
By the way, New Chapel had 60 employees at the start of this month, and they could be downsizing to as few as 8. Employees are not beholden to any no-compete agreements, and Owen says that they're approving all time off to do interviews if they need that time off. The organization is hoping to stay in ambulance service doing non-emergency transports.